Stop whatever you're doing and pay attention, because this is how to get your manifestations to actually work. So I got a request to do part 2 to my law of attraction video. You can check out part 1 up here if you haven't already, where I discuss why law of attraction and manifestation might work from a more neuroscience-y perspective. But today I want to dive into the more spiritual, magical side of manifestation. Now, there are a million videos on YouTube about the basics of law of attraction and manifestation, so I'm not going to sit here and repeat the exact same information all over again. Instead, I want to talk about the more advanced modifications you can make to your manifestation practice that will give you 100% results. As always, if you enjoyed this video, then please remember to give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below so that I know to make more of these. But now, let us dive into my top 5 advanced tips on how to make your manifestation actually work.
Like I said in the intro, this is not a law of attraction basics video. I just don't want to sit here and tell you the same old spiel about think happier thoughts, live in the outcome, etc. If you want a slightly more introductory video, like I mentioned before, the first part to this is in the cards in the top right corner. Plus, I've left some introductory material in the description of this video. So if you are brand new to this idea, I highly recommend watching those before you watch this. Today though, I want to talk about some more advanced tips for manifestation. Because sure, manifesting a free coffee or a text from someone you miss is easy. But when it comes to the big stuff, money, free stuff that you actually need, a holiday, a soulmate, in other words, the stuff that actually matters, the law of attraction can be pretty hit or miss. Or is it? The 5 tips we're looking at today are ones that I've recently come across and been putting to use, and let me tell you, they've taken my manifestation game to a whole other level. 2 free Bluetooth headsets, remember? So enough chit chat, let's dive into this list. I've put this first on the list because it is literally the most important tip that anyone could ever give you. Work on your self-worth. You've probably heard of that quote from The Perks of Being a Wallflower that says, "We accept the love that we think we deserve." Honestly, if I had the nerve for it, I would get this tattooed on my forehead. Your self-worth is a massive factor in deciding whether or not you will actually manifest the things that you're trying to. This is why children find it so easy to manifest stuff. Their self-worth hasn't been destroyed by a capitalist society. You see, years ago, back when I was in uni, my self-worth was at an all-time low. Even though I'd moved to a first world country, my mental health was a lot worse than when I first left India. Why? Because I found myself battling this completely tragic idea that my worth as a human being depends solely on how much money I have, how many degrees I collect, and how expensive the Christmas gifts that I give are. It never occurred to me that, hey, maybe I deserve basic courtesy and respect simply because I exist. Because the way capitalism is set up, the only way people in power can hold on to that power is by taking away the power of everyone under them. The profiteering society is like a cosmic joke where the punchline is low self-worth, and I, for one, refuse to engage in this type of humor, which isn't funny at all, let's be real. But here's the truth. You would not have a grand idea if you weren't capable of bringing it to life. You would never have a desire if you weren't deserving of it. All this crap about needing to have a certain net worth before you can be worthy of love and attention is ridiculous, and more importantly, it is false. Because if you listen to the people who build empires from the ground up, not the ones that are given handouts, but the ones who actually built their dreams from scratch, they will tell you that nothing is as powerful as your passion, and you wouldn't have that passion for anything if you weren't already worthy of it. Working on your self-worth is the longest process you'll ever go through because it is a lifelong progression. But the moment you commit to improving your own perspective of yourself, I promise you, nothing else will work nearly as well. My second tip is something that every time you use it, you become a more powerful manifester, and that is to build a relationship with the universe. For a lot of us who have grown up with certain religious education, we've been told what God is. We've had this idea of an unforgiving deity impressed upon our tiny childhood minds, and we grow up knowing nothing else. So when the law of attraction preachers tell you about the universe, it is nearly impossible to grasp the idea that there is a force out there that simply wants to give you the things that you want. Look, I get it. I had a strange and unreliable relationship with the universe. I started out manifesting like crazy, then completely lost all faith when my family went through some tough times. But in recent years, I've begun rebuilding my relationship with the force. You see, if anyone were to come into your life out of nowhere and offer you everything you've ever dreamt of, you're gonna be skeptical because your instinct is automatically gonna be, this is too good to be true, where's the catch? So instead of seeing the universe as this massive deity that grants wishes, I want you to start looking at it as a co-creator. I read in a book about the Tom Cruise analogy and it really clicked with me. So apparently, if you were to hang out with Tom Cruise, you would see that his crew was constantly bringing him stuff, lip balm, smoothies, towels, etc. He didn't even have to ask, he just knew that when it was time, his people would bring him what he needed. Think of the universe as your crew that can only answer with the words, yes, you're right. So if I were to say, hey universe, I have a dog, the universe would be like, yes, you do. And so it might bring you a dog, or if you have a dog, it might bring you some love and fluffy cuddles from said dog, just to prove you are right. But on the other hand, if I said, hey universe, I need some money, the universe would say, yep, you definitely do. And as always, the universe will prove you right by bringing you the need for money. Not the money itself, but a stronger state of poverty. Honestly, so many people, my past self included, try manifesting things without building a relationship with the universe. But that's like saying, oh, I need to write a computer program to make life easier, and then refusing to use a keyboard or a mouse to actually write the program. The keyboard isn't going to judge your program or your typing speed. It is simply there to help you type up whatever program you want to, however full of errors it might be. In other words, whether for better or worse, the keyboard is your co-creator. That is the kind of relationship you want with the universe. But how do you go about building this relationship? Well, that's where my third tip comes in. Tip number 3 is something you've probably ignored. Start by intentionally manifesting the small stuff. Keyword, intentionally. When you first start out with the law of attraction, they tell you to manifest small things like a coffee or a magical seashell or a phone call. But what they often forget to mention is the nuance behind manifesting the small stuff. Thing is, we all have very different definitions for what stuff is actually small. For instance, right now, I would consider a takeaway meal as a small thing. But back in my uni days, there were times where I couldn't even afford a coffee from like Costa. So takeaway was actually pretty damn huge for me at the time. And that is where the nuance comes in. When you're building a relationship with the universe, there should never be a time where you feel thrown to the wolves. Like when you first learn to ride a bike, you know that the training wheels will catch you if you were to accidentally tilt one way or another. Similarly, when you're manifesting the quote small stuff, make sure it is your definition of small stuff. In other words, make sure it is the kind of thing you can comfortably go out and purchase or acquire yourself should it come down to it, and that it isn't crucial to your survival. We'll get to the big stuff later, but when you're first starting out with building a relationship with your co-creator, it's going to be way easier to create that faith and trust when you know you won't be burned if the universe doesn't show up. In simpler terms, first manifest thinking that you can easily go out and get it without asking the universe for it, but you're just going to try and manifest it for free just for a laugh. And guess what? This small stuff will manifest almost instantly. Why? Purely because you know if push comes to shove, you can always just go out and get it for yourself. In other words, you already know that you're worthy of owning the stuff. Your bank account says so. And as time goes on, you'll learn to trust the universe more, and that is when you can manifest the larger stuff or the important stuff. But start with the kind of manifestation that seems small to you. Here's some ideas: a bar of chocolate, or a hug from a friend, or a text from your siblings, or a free sample of perfume. I've had loads of those come in for me. Once you're confident about these things, it'll be a lot easier to start feeling worthy of manifesting the bigger stuff. So you've likely read that manifestation needs you to first come up with an intention and then visualize it. And of course, give it to the universe and let it go. Aha! You glossed over that last one, didn't you? I know you did, don't even front. I know you did, because so did I. If you come from a working class family, you've likely grown up being told that if you wanted something, you had to work for it. And while that is a wonderful lesson in humility and work ethic, it can often be a mechanism of self-sabotage. Because while it teaches you to put in the work, over time it also teaches you to be a control freak. As you get older, the idea of, oh, it will happen if you put the work in, morphs into its darker twin. It will only manifest if you work yourself to death. So, while it is easy for us to accept the first two steps of manifestation, that is to ideate and then to visualize, it is step 3, the letting go bit, that causes us to stumble. But here's a lesson from the universe that I've had to learn the hard way. Every time I'm trying to manifest something, when it comes to step 3, letting go, I can practically hear the universe say, "Wonderful, now let go or I will make you." Unless you let go of the desire, it will never manifest. Why? Because when you don't see it come into your life immediately, you switch from desire to desperation. Suddenly, you're attaching baggage to the manifestation. But if you let go, does that mean letting go of it forever? No. I want you to think of it as shopping in Argos. If you're not familiar with Argos, they're this chain store in England. I don't know if they're everywhere, but I know they're in England. They have a very strange way of functioning. You don't actually see the merchandise, but rather you order from a catalogue. You look at what they have in the catalogue and then go place an order. After this, one of their employees will take your order receipt thing, go into the back where they probably keep their elf workers, and then bring you your thing. All you get to do is place the order and then wait. But here's the thing, if you refuse to give your order to the employee, what on earth are they going to do? They can't just guess what you want. They need to have the receipt in their hand. You need to let go of it so they can take it to the back and bring you your thing. Similarly, unless you let go of your desire, the universe is going to have a tough time taking it to the back and putting your order together. And I know it's frustrating because you're not able to see what they're doing in the back, but at the end of the day, you know you have done your part. All you can do is hang out the front, which is the 3D world around you, and trust that the universe is on the case. And the final tip of the day is patience. I know you don't do patience. Listen, my Vedic astrology birth chart says I'm a triple fire sign. I'm an Aries sun and Leo moon and Sag rising. Trust me, I hate being patient as much as you do. It is simply not my natural instinct. This one builds on the last tip about letting go, but here's the analogy that caused a massive shift in my thinking. If you ever wanted anything at all and you've tried to manifest it, you've likely noticed the signs. Suddenly everyone is driving your dream car, or all of your friends are copping that new iPhone, or every coworker is sporting the new Air Jordans. And it's so exciting because synchronicity, right? It's confirmation that the universe has heard you out. So you're hyped because, oh my God, it's actually happening. Until the signs disappear back into the ether. And just like that, your hopes are dashed. The universe played a cruel trick with you, dangling that desire right in front of your face and then snatching it away just as fast. Here's why you're wrong about this, my friend. Humor me for a second and imagine you're driving a huge delivery truck, the kind with the freight containers at the back that completely block your rear view. All you can rely on are the side view mirrors. Now, the thing with the side view mirrors is that you can see all the vehicles that are a good distance behind you, but when you're driving a massive truck, if a car were to tailgate you, you wouldn't see it at all. It would be hidden by your massive freight container and you wouldn't even know that the car exists behind you until it overtakes and cuts in right in front of you. In other words, you would see it when it was far away and getting closer, but it would effectively be in your blind spot if it were right behind you, close enough to touch. The signs will show up when you first put the intention out as sort of an order confirmation from the universe. They'll keep showing up until your intention reaches your inner circle. Your family or your best friends will magically receive what you have your eye on. But any closer than this and it is in your blind spot. But when the signs disappear, we begin to attach all kinds of jealousy and fear and negativity to the intention. Ugh, I'm the one manifesting this. Why does she get to have it, right? And just like that, the thing that was so close to you gets thrown back out into the distance. The universe was literally out to deliver it and you've managed to cancel the order at the last second because you're too impatient to actually have it delivered. And now you don't have your product and there is no way you can get a refund for the energy that you've put in. Harsh, I know, but it is true. So always remember, when the first signs show up, that is your order confirmation email. The thing is now in your periphery and it is getting closer. But when the signs disappear, contrary to what you may be conditioned to think, your desire is actually even closer than it ever was. It's just that you can't see it anymore because it is literally right behind you in your blind spot. But it is quickly going to overtake that blind spot and land right in front of your face. And when it does, I want you to come back here and tell me so I can look at you and say, hey, I told you so.
Heavy stuff, huh? But try it all out. I promise you this stuff will take your manifestation to a whole new level. As always, if you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, then please remember to like, comment, subscribe, etc. Come find me on social media, say hello. I need new friends. We all know this at this point. Watch part 1 over here if you haven't already. I will put it here. I hope these tips help and I thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Good luck manifesting that cool thing that you're manifesting and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!